Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce Member Spotlight. And these are some of my favorite spotlights because we get to talk to people who are starting up some businesses, taking on businesses, and trying to grow them. And I am thrilled this morning to welcome Marisol Jokel from Active Cleaning Corp. And we welcome you to the show. It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So, tell us a little bit. I know there's a really nice story behind what you guys have done. Tell us how it came into being and what you're up to.
Okay. So my dad actually started the company in 1995. Him and my mom immigrated from Guatemala in 1984. And they actually worked at banks over there and they had a business. But when they came to the United States, they didn't have the same opportunities that they had over there because they had to learn the language and everything all over again. So they kind of had to take on hard manual labor jobs. So they worked in factories, did cleaning. And so during the time that they were doing this work, they both actually knew they needed to learn the language. Mm-hmm. So they took English courses. And my dad, actually, his tutor at the time, her name was Peg. We kind of consider her like an angel in the family because she really helped our family when we moved here first. So she kind of was able to get him to get a job where she worked at the company. And he ended up working at the accounting department there. So he would go work there. And then after he would go work cleaning because he had 4 kids at home. Wow. So he had to take care of them. My mom was working too, but like the money wasn't there at the time because they had just come from Guatemala and stuff. So he did that. And then one day she actually mentioned to him, why, instead of working for someone else, why don't you start the business, cleaning business, and become your own boss? And that kind of got the wheels turning in his head. So then he ended up shortly after starting Active Cleaning. And then, he lived like she was the first one that actually gave him the referrals. So he started cleaning houses at first. And then those people, based on like the work that he did, they actually referred him to other clients as well. And then eventually they referred to like businesses, schools, churches, places where they would go. And that's, like they say, the rest is history. Mm-hmm. And he was actually able to live the American dream through that. He lived a comfortable life for himself and my mom, and he was able to give my siblings and I a comfortable life here as well. He was able to buy a house here and buy a house in Guatemala, and he was able to put 4 kids through college.
That's fantastic.
So he actually retired last year as well as my mom, and my sister and I decided to take over like the business.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about, that's an unbelievable undertaking. So you and your sister, after watching your father take over the business, what would people be most surprised about in terms of the services that you offer?
Well, first of all, he put a lot of emphasis on like client relationships. And another thing that he emphasized on is like relationships with employees. I think that's very important because if the employees are happy, it shows in the work that they do. So that's something we're taking. We emphasize on both the employee and the customer relationship. It's funny because we were talking about it with my sister, and we mentioned that throughout the years, my siblings and I have seen some of his past like employees, and they have nothing but good things to say about him. And they're actually very grateful to him because when they first came to this country, he kind of gave them the opportunity to work somewhere where they felt comfortable. And even if they didn't know the language, they knew someone was there taking care of them, which helped them a lot. And now a lot of them have started like businesses, whether it be painting, doing floors and other stuff. So he kind of gave them the opportunity. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what we want to do. Give people the opportunity, maybe start here and do other stuff, or even single mothers. Like sometimes their schedule doesn't work where they can't work in the day, maybe at night. So that's what we want to do.
Excellent. So how, now that you and your sister have taken over, how are folks reacting to the new management?
They've been very receptive to it. We've actually taken it upon ourselves to reach out to them before he retired to let them know that he would be retiring and that we would be taking over, just to build that relationship and let them know that if they need anything to reach out to us. our dad, he actually did a lot of stuff old school. So he never did like the email or texting or stuff like that. So now we brought that on. Like they could reach us through text if they need anything, or if there's an emergency, they can email us, or if there's anything, we're very easily available.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So, it's a fascinating story about watching what your folks did. What was your motivation with your sister to take over the business?
It's kind of seeing what he did and accomplished, and we don't want to just vanish. Like he worked very hard for the business. Like I said, he was able to provide a comfortable life for my siblings and I. So we want to make sure that continues. And it's kind of been fun doing it alongside him, because we still take him to places and he's seeing the changes that we're making, like the uniform changes. We're creating the website. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff. So it's been really fun to see him and his reaction, and seeing how he's taking that and how he's enjoying the changes that we're making.
Well, that's great. So we're thrilled that you made the decision with your sister to join the chamber, and it's stories like this that motivate us to get you more referrals and more introductions. We appreciate you coming on. What would you like to leave the folks watching know with regard to Active Cleaning Corp?
We just want them to know that we are readily available for whatever they need.
Well, I know your dad would be very proud when he watches this about you and your sister taking over. Continued success, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thanks
Active
for having
Cleaning Corp. Take a look at the website and make a call. Thanks for joining us.